Sir Roderick, here from Purple Crown. One of the lesser known but really neat things you can do with pivot tables is custom grouping of the values in your fields. Here I have a pivot table containing some shoe and apparel sales data. I have been asked to get a sales total for men's items and one for women's items. I could sum apparel, athletic and street for men and then do the same for women, but the easier way is to group the values. Select all the cells for men's, then right mouse click and select group. Excel will group the men's items together. I can do the same for women. Now I see the sales broken down into two collapsible groups. I can rename my groups men's and women's. Notice a new pivot table field for my groups called Product 2 is now available. Now if I don't want the original detail, I can remove the product field from my pivot table fields and leave Product 2. Now I just have a summary report of sales broken down by men's items and women's items. If you want to rename Product 2, click the down arrow next to it and choose Field Settings. A dialog box will pop up allowing you to edit the custom name. I'll call it Gender. You can do the same with other fields. You can also group by dates. Let's say I have dates for all these orders and I want to display sales in 5-day intervals. Excel will let me do months and days easily just by dragging invoice date into the pivot table field rows. Here it broke them down by months. To get to 5-day intervals, I will do some grouping. First, remove months and invoice date from the pivot table fields. This should leave you with just days and sales amounts. Now select the first cell in days and right-click and choose Group. A grouping dialog box will open. Select Days Only and 5. Hit OK and watch the magic. Excel has grouped all my dates into 5-day intervals for my analysis purposes. I can also do grouping of data into ranges. Let's say I wanted to put all my sales in groups of ranges of $100,000 intervals. Usually I would drop sales into values. This time I will drop them into rows. Now right-click on the first value and choose Grouping. A grouping dialog box will pop up. I can choose Excel's proposed auto intervals based on my data or customize. Excel has done the work for me here, so I will just say, OK, now I have ranges for easier analysis of my sales. So when you have groups you know you need or just a large number of values in your fields that make it hard to work with, break them down into groups to make things easier. That's my pivot table tip for today. Stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching, and if you liked it, subscribe.